Little white man. Selection. Wow. Actually, my assignment for the evening is to express the reason why. Protocol already having been accepted and presented as well. I do want to give special honor once again to Brother Adams.
Yeah.
You really need to spend some time with him this evening and ask him a couple interesting questions, because there are some historical facts that you can glean from him that you may not glean from anywhere else. He was there. And if you really want to know what happened, it's very, very important that you get the story from someone who was there. I'll give you a good, for instance. If you want a version of the story that is somewhat theatrical, ask my Sam CP. But if you want the facts, you really got to ask someone who was there. There are things about Delta Omega's early years that will help you to understand the love that this man has for our organization and those that were with him. And it's just so interesting and symbolic that the early years of Delta Omega was extremely symbolic of the early years of Kappa Alpha Psi. Let me say this, let me back up. I don't believe in chance. I don't believe in luck.
Right.
I believe in divine appointment.
Yes, sir.
There is no way. I grew up in the hood of St. Louis. I remember food stamps, government cheese. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. I did all that. Family, 19 of us, 17, actually now 15 of us living. Right there in the hood, all of that. In my best attempt, there was no way possible for me to have aligned or joined with the likes of a brother whose father was a U.S. ambassador to an African nation in the early 70s. There was no possible way that I, in my best effort, would have been able to assemble and to know and to have frequented the homes of a number of brothers who you see in magazines, who you have seen on the news. It shouldn't have happened. And that's the reason why I appreciate my experience, because it shouldn't have happened. Nowhere in the world, brother, at 4144 Ashland, right there in the heart of the city, should have been able to be in a room in the presence of all you awesome brothers and a very attractive young lady. You got to know how to give it up when you need to give it up. But I want you to think about, why you said yes to Kappa. What made you say yes to this noble clan? Now, I know you know what Kappa was able to give to you, which was part of your yes. But there had to be a value in Kappa that you said, this is my contribution. This is why I'm aligning myself to these men. This is what I'm going to contribute to the worthy cause of such a noble clan. Why did you say yes? And what was your yes? Because that's the essence of the reason why even we are here today. Because somewhere in your life you said, there is something that I am going to contribute to the continuation of such a noble effort centered around achievement. Why did you say yes? And then I want to have you thinking a little bit about your legacy. What's going to be your legacy? When you have swam and have arrived at the golden shores, what will we know about you? What will we say about you that is of value? Now, you know, I'm trying to refrain myself because I can, as I look around the room, I can say a whole bunch of stuff. Especially this little area over here.
Just yours.
But I was already instructed to not go too deep. But ask yourself, what will be your legacy? And how do you develop your legacy? Let me, digress for a moment. I remember when I was initiated in 1979, and that summer, back in St. Louis, and there were a series of events always around the fraternity house. And I remember Brother Hill, Brother Moore, all of these old brothers that were, extremely instrumental in St. Louis, particularly in the school systems, Brother Son, all these brothers, and you would go to the frat house and you could sit there and glean knowledge, and these brothers enjoyed giving you their experiential information about their life in the frat and telling you how to become more of a good Kappa man, how to achieve, how to arrive at your goals. And I'll never forget Brother Moore, one of the first things he said. I walked in the room and he said, I said, yeah, I'm a young brother, players at Delta Omega, and I'm, at Iota Omega. And he said, brother, you want to learn a lot about Kappa? I said, yes, sir, I do. I'm going to talk to you. He said, this is the first start to you learning about Kappa. He said, you see that ice bucket over there? He said, take that ice bucket and go fill it up. And come back and give all these brothers around this table a glass of ice. And whatever they want to drink, you put it in their glass. I'm like, Brother Moore told me, he said, we joined Kappa to serve, not to be served. My contribution, we have an obligation as Kappa men to be leaders in our community. Matter of fact, the young brothers, you got an obligation to be leaders on the yard. Kappa was never the second, third string on either one of these campuses ever.
That's right. That's right. Say that right.
Never. And it didn't matter how many, listen, in Rolla right here, you had 2 noobs and 6, 7, 8, I don't know how many of y'all was on your line?
9.
You had 2 noobs and 9 strollers. And they still were in charge. It never was about numbers. It was about the quality of the men that served. And I get a little concerned, and this is part of the reason why, young brothers, I get a little concerned. Because today I saw young brothers acting like they were visitors. I saw older brothers doing a lot more work than they should have been doing. Don't get upset, this is the reason why. Hazing is not illegal for noobs.
Watch out.
I don't want you to get offended. I don't want nobody to get offended because ain't nobody talking about laying hands on nobody. That's not what I'm talking about. No. But people that love you gonna tell you the truth.
Yes.
And in order for the viability of Kappa Alpha Psi to continue, we have to get back to a service-orientated mentality. When we were on the yard, all the young ladies felt special around the noose. And let me say this more accurately. We had variations of brothers whose sole assignment was to make every young lady there feel like they were special.
Break it down. Break it down.
Let me be a little bit more accurate than that. There are certain brothers whose sole duty and responsibilities is to really work at and sustain the enjoyment of the voluptuous sisters. It was succinctly known as the Brothers of the Big Babe Committee. But no, I want you to get out of sorts, because what I'm saying is our goal and our desire is for everyone to have experienced Kappa, to have a wonderful experience, a respectful, honorable experience. News, it shouldn't change today because this is 2014. It was good in 1960, it was good in 1980, it's good today. We really need to be about the business of service. And I'll leave you this. In order to truly understand your legacy and what you will be known for when you are no longer here, you know, I gotta tell you, we all gotta die. We all gonna die. It's a reality. There's still one trip, one ticket for everybody.